Hey guys, it's been a while. Let me give you an update of what I've been up to. Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a while and I hope everyone has stayed healthy and safe through this crazy time in the world. Just wanted to give you an update video on what's going on and what I've actually been up to. I know it's been a while. There's been a lot of stuff going on in my life and where I live, and of course the pandemic, and everybody knows about that and how that messes a lot of things up. But that hasn't stopped me from working on the bus little by little as best I can. Last video I posted, I think, was back in June in the summer, and ever since then has been ups and downs. There's been a lot of stuff in my personal life. And also, if you don't know, I live in Colorado, a little bit north of Denver, and we have had fires and smoke for maybe 4 months solid. And that has been hard to work outside, work in the bus, and that has put a halt on a lot of things I've been wanting to do in the bus, especially in the warmer time and climate, stuff like that. So I've been on good days when it wasn't as smoky. I was able to get some stuff done, even just in the past couple month or two. Was able to do a couple things I'll show you here in a little bit. I've also been impacted by the pandemic, as probably a lot of other people have been. Finding a job has been pretty difficult, so funds have not been the best in order to build this thing. So that's why it's been a slower process and doing little smaller things here and there, but doing the best that I can. Anyway, I kind of want to show you what I've been up to and what's changed since the last time you've seen this, and what the future holds on what's going to be next to get this thing up and running. Cool. Alright guys, last time you saw me, I was putting up the ceiling and the lights. There's a few things that have changed, and I have put all the ceiling panels all the way to the front of the bus now. If you also notice that the tabletops are a different color. I wanted them to be a dark stain. I didn't want to paint them black, but I wanted them dark enough to have a good contrast against my white walls. Fun fact, I did not act fast enough to seal the wood, and that's kind of on me. So they warped a little bit. So eventually I'm going to redo them and do them the right way, hopefully. But I'm glad that I have countertops to work on. And let me show you the trap door that I was working on as well. Alright, welcome to the trapdoor countertop. As you can see of what I was talking about earlier, how it kind of warped a little bit, so you can see the shadow of that warp. That's just, it happens, and you learn from your mistakes, and that's what I'll do. I put gas struts underneath this trapdoor, so it's easy for me to just lift up and have it stay up. That way I can get to the chest freezer. I don't know if I've shown you the chest freezer at all, but if I haven't, I'll put a video right here explaining how I put that in. Hey guys, Past Wade here. I got a chest freezer, and I wanted to show you how I'm going to put it in the into the cabinets. So all I got was a 5 cubic foot chest freezer, and it's going to go into the cabinets to where I can open up the top of the countertop and get right into the freezer. But I have just this big guy. It's just a Magic Chef chest freezer, so let's see if we can get it in here and see how it fits, and hopefully I measured right. Alright, so before I put the freezer in this little hole that I made, I just wanted to show you what I made. I just framed it out into a simple square by the measurements of the freezer, and then sectioned off the cabinets on where I'm going to put them. So let's try and put the freezer in and hopefully it fits. Now that you've seen that, it's easy to access the chest freezer, and you can get down in there and get all your goodies and stuff like that. So that was one big thing that I did while in the pandemic lockdown thing. On to the next thing. Alright guys, on the other side of the kitchen, I put in a full-size sink that I got from Habitat for Humanity. I think this is like a $130 sink, but I got it for $30, which is a good thing. I decided to go for a full-size sink. That way I can wash and dry stuff if I need to, in a way. I didn't want to be confined to a small sink because I have plenty of room, so I might as well. But I extended the countertop because I wanted to put more cabinet space and something to have like a drying rack as well on the side here. Alright guys, so the next thing that I have been working on are these cabinet doors. Now, I went and bought cabinets that were already made that can fit in here from Habitat as well. But I made some modifications and extended the cabinets in two places. One for my propane tank underneath my my stove, and then also right next to the sink, because it was just a sink cabinet, I guess you could say. I also hated the doors that came with it. So these doors that are here are ones that I made. Simple shaker style door, and then I painted it with a white enamel paint to match the walls. That was just to match the walls. The previous doors were these ugly particle board, super heavy, super would have been a super pain to sand them down, repaint them, because they were like an off like beige white. So I didn't want that. I wanted everything to look very uniform and the same. So I took a jab at making the doors and painting them. The other cool thing I did was in the cabinet that I built next to the sink, I wanted something space-saving and cool. I wanted to do something with my trash can. I was like, where am I going to put a trash can? I just don't want to put one under a sink. Then there's this company, Revishelf, that allowed me to install pull-out trash cans on a slider, and it's such a cool space-saving technique. And they just slide right into there, and away it goes. I'm working on the second top because I have these slides here, so I might put a cutting board up top so I can pull out my trash can, pull out the cutting board, cut some stuff up, and then slide it straight into the trash can, and won't have to think about it. So that's an idea that's kind of being thrown up in the air. There is one more thing about this particular cabinet that I want to show you. I just have to reposition the camera and I'll show you down below. Hey guys, now that I showed you the trash can pull out, I wanted to show you something really cool that I came across online, where a lot of people took the unused space for your kick plate underneath your cabinets and turned them into drawers that pull out. Now, I wasn't fancy enough to buy the ones that you kind of push in and it comes out. I just made it to where I can grab it and pull it out and make it and just put anything down in there. And then you just slide it back in and you don't know and you don't see it. So I like a lot how it turned out. And it's just a neat little secret thing that you wouldn't know if it was there. So, next thing. On the other side of the kitchen, I decided to put a gas burn stove in the countertop, and I'll have a propane tank directly underneath it. And then you have all the rest of that counter space, especially where the freezer is. And that allows me to do a lot of prep work for cooking and stuff like that. But it's a great addition, and I love how everything's turning out, especially with the dark and the white contrast. And you'll see a big theme throughout the whole bus like that. All right, so next up on the list is my wood stove. That's probably the last big thing that I've worked on the bus lately, is getting this guy ready to cut a hole in the roof. Now, I'm not finished with it, but I have the majority of the things done for getting the heat shield put on the back here. I started to lay some of the flooring so I could put the piece of granite that I have underneath it for under the stove. And I actually tested it out and started a fire. I took it outside because I don't have a hole inside, just to make sure all of the seals and everything was secure and there's not smoke leaking anywhere. But it was a interesting event to learn how a wood stove works instead of like a normal campfire. That was fun. I figured it out. But let me take you a little bit more in detail on the floor and what I did with the heat shield and how much space I have in between here. But I'll definitely go through that in a install video of this guy, so go from that. Alright guys, this will kind of give you an idea to scale on how big the stove is, where it's at in the bus. I do have enough clearance between this side of the stove and the side that I'm standing on. I did a heat shield. Spray painted it black. All it is just 10 metal roofing, and put inch spacers behind it, so it has that airflow to circulate back behind it and it doesn't get too hot. Alright guys, I'm going to show you the last thing, kind of vlog style here, on what I'm working on. What I was telling you about before was I completed the ceiling and I have all my lights in a row, and it just looks amazing, all lit up and everything like that. I did paint the emergency hatch here full white. I got rid of all the emergency stickers because I just hated those. Another cool little thing I did was, I don't know if you remember, I have a video of me taking a box fan, and they're the perfect fit for these emergency hatches. So what I did was spliced the cables for the fans and made a quick connect right there in the emergency panel. That way, when I put the fan up there, I just connect it to there. The power goes to an inverter, and there's no cables hanging down. So that was another big thing that I did. Made sure all the wiring was good to go. So yeah, just gonna kind of keep working and doing the best I can when in the pandemic, I guess you can say, and trying to find a job to help pay for all this. So oh yeah, I have my shelves almost finished here. I stained them the same color as the countertops, and the shelves turned out really great. They look really good. So I'm really excited on how those turned out. I'm excited at how everything's turning out. I'm not excited on how slow it's going, but what can you do? But I just wanted to give you guys an update of what's going on, what I've been up to. I know a couple of people have reached out and said, hey, have you done any videos? What's going on with the bus? Same thing with the world. You just don't know what's going to happen, what's going to happen next. But I'm so thankful to have a space to keep this and to continue to build upon it. And one of these days, soon, later, to be honest, I don't even know now of when it can be my home, but hopefully sooner rather than later. But hopefully next time you see me, not as long of a wait as either. I will be probably working on this stove and getting that up and running, and showing you more in detail on how I did it and the process to go from there, and see how warm it heats this thing up, because it is getting pretty chilly here in Colorado. So I think that's about enough of me rambling. Thank you guys for watching. For whoever still stick around, I'm sorry that it's so long in between videos, but you know, life just happens, and this year has been a big one. So, but I hope you all are staying safe and healthy and getting through this year and the holidays the best way you can. We'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.